Good afternoon. It's Thursday, May the 12th. I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times with news from Arkansas. The State Board of Education today has met for almost 4 hours. It's actually still meeting, but 4 hours were devoted to the Little Rock School District and the ongoing controversy in which that district seems to be eternally enmeshed. Baker Curris, who's been fired as Little Rock superintendent effective July the 1st, gave an impassioned talk about the good things that are happening in the Little Rock School District. He emphasized the positive. He did manage to make some points about how it made no sense to create a parallel school system in Little Rock of charter schools, inefficient, duplicative, and expensive, but it was mostly upbeat. It was not so upbeat when a long list of Little Rock speakers began telling the State Board of Education how unhappy they were that they didn't have local control of their school district and that they wanted it back. Several speakers asked for the resignation of Johnny Key as the state education commissioner. They say that he has not been attuned to Little Rock interest or the interest of the school district in general. Several of them said they see a hidden agenda led by the big money, the Walton Family Foundation, in shaping school policy in Arkansas. One big question is what next for the Little Rock School District? Johnny Key says there is a plan. There's work underway to improve the schools. The big question is whether the district must get all 6 schools that were found to be deficient off the academic distress list before local control can be returned, or if it can be controlled if there's still some schools that are having academic problems but could perhaps be the point of some special effort. Other school districts have had academic distress schools where the whole districts had not been taken over. Little Rock is a special case. Of course, Little Rock was targeted by the Waltons for takeover by private management corporations, and that's been lingering in the background of this all along. Senator Joyce Elliott, Senator Linda Chesterfield of Little Rock particularly were critical of the effort by the school district. They said they're tired and angry, and they think that the Little Rock district is not being treated properly. There was a bit of news out of the meeting. There's been some bad publicity for Johnny Key because he made the decision to waive the rules and allow a failing charter school, Little Rock Preparatory Academy, which has scores lower than every single Little Rock School District school, to bring an expansion proposal before the board, even though it didn't meet the rules that you have to meet to consider such expansions. In the face of an outpouring of criticism of this, they pulled back their expansion request, but they still want to move to an upscale neighborhood in Little Rock and into a building that the Walton Foundation interest or family interest have made available to them. Of course, they still plan to expand. This is a public relations move. Interestingly enough, Diane Zook, whose nephew is a Walton lobbyist and who loves charter schools and has been an ardent foe of the Little Rock School District, was the one that broke the news about this charter school PR move. It's still a lot of secretive stuff going on. There's a lot of reason not to be trustful about what's going on. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge yesterday again denied a proposal to strengthen the state ethics law. She continues to find picayunish reasons not to approve this. One big reason is this amendment would make it more difficult to hide dark money that helps elect political candidates. Leslie Rutledge got elected with the help of dark money. The last thing she wants is for there to be more disclosure about where her money comes from. The Supreme Court may be asked to rule on this case. David Couch says he'll try to sue to get his petitions approved for circulation. But some members of the Supreme Court get dark money too, so you have to wonder about what will happen there. Other news today on the Arkansas blog. More details on the desire by Insurance Commissioner Alan Kerr to build a new building as a monument to his agency directly across the street from the state capitol. Read our blog, you'll find out that the building is going to cost twice as much, $40 million rather than $20 million, than he originally said, and it'll save half as much, $800,000 or $900,000 versus $2 million, as a legislator previously said. It'd take approximately 4 decades to pay off the building under the figures that are now available to us. Perhaps not a good move in these tight economic times. Tom Cotton, after failing an attempt to throw a monkey wrench in the works on a piece of water legislation with an amendment aimed at Iran, fires back at the Obama administration by saying, well, they weren't man enough to serve in Iran in the war, and as I did, and therefore aren't qualified to comment on this subject about Iran and heavy water and that sort of thing. I'll leave to the psychoanalyst parsing what Tom Cotton has to say about people's manhood. Elsewhere, an interesting story out of Oklahoma. It turns out Oklahoma legislators, despite a ban on guns in their state capital, are evading the metal detectors and packing heat into the chamber in briefcases and the like. You have to wonder if there's some Arkansas legislators are also taking the law in their own hands, so to speak. I say let everybody take a gun into the Capitol. They make it safer, don't they? As we go to tape this, there are a bunch of police cars on Westwood Drive in Southwest Little Rock on a SWAT call. There's somebody with a gun holed up in a house. We'll hope this will turn out uneventfully, but in case it doesn't, wanted to give you advance word. And finally, a piece of happy news. Deaf Leppard, the band, played at Verizon Arena last night, and they agreed to requests from students of Arkansas School for the Deaf, which also happened to be the Leopards, to pose both before the concert and backstage with the band. Deaf Leppard meets Deaf Leopards. It was a nice moment in music history in Arkansas. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.
You feel it in your heart, the spirit of Little Rock. We've had that spirit since 1927, helping build our city by producing decades of leaders in the heart of our state. We are the heart of business and innovation, the heart of politics and government, the heart of arts and culture, and in our city beats the heart of a Trojan. UALR, we are Little Rock's team and Little Rock's University.